3, 2, 1.
You know what I feel like doing?
What?
I feel like kicking back, relaxing, getting comfy. Welcome to the Get Comfy Game Break. I'm your host, Kalo, as always, here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And I'm joined by my co-host,
Naim, a.k.a. DJ Wildfire. What's up, everybody?
and I'm joined by DJ Aim from the Get Comfy podcast.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm back again.
Back again. So we are here today to talk about huge pivotal moments in the gaming industry, and that can just span from the most recent news all the way back to the beginning, our slow beginnings here in the gaming industry. I want to tee it off by saying the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 was a pivotal moment in gaming. I feel it set the benchmark as to what a video game can be. Rockstar took its time developing a game where you can do anything. You can fish, you can hunt, you can kill people in the Wild West. Like the attention to detail in that game is beyond anything I've ever seen before. I mean, grant you, games have included like, oh, over time your character will grow a beard. Yeah, sure, like you have to take care of your weapons, like clean them, make sure they're up to date. But what Rockstar did here, by weaving a story about characters that were completely different, but they all in the end, it came together. It's just beyond me. Like I was playing it the other day, and I was just sitting there realizing like, wow, I've spent an hour here just fishing, like in a pond. Like that shit is crazy. It takes real life and it kind of encapsulates what it is. It really is like something that's not like any other game I've played recently.
What's really fantastic about Red Dead Redemption is the first one came out in 2010 for the
Yes.
360, and it got remastered for the Xbox One. And it took about like it came out at the end of 2018, correct?
For Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah.
That came out recently, this past November.
Yeah, so about 8 years in the making, it came out. And a lot of games, franchises like that, they don't wait that long. They do like every two, like Mortal Kombat, they do it like every 3 years.
Yeah.
Justice 2 does it every 2 years.
COD does it every year.
COD does it every year. WWE does it every year.
Yeah.
MLB does it every year. And the thing was like that was the most talked about game coming into it.
Yeah.
Because people were like Red Dead Redemption 1 was good.
Yeah.
And plus it's backed by a company like Rockstar, which does a great job with GTA. And Red Dead is something like GTA, which is great. It's innovating. I remember the first one, they had zombie mode.
Yeah.
They added that one in, which was kind of cool because I remember a lot of people were trying to do the modding for GTA, and they added zombies, but then they gave you that over there for Red Dead, which I thought was a great game. And that's one of the greatest games. Might be one of the greatest games in the past decade.
Oh yeah, like Undead Nightmare as a DLC is hands down the best DLC I've ever experienced. It added like a whole new, like it was like another game in its own. I know GTA 4 did it with the Ballad of Gay Tony, The Lost and the Damned. Like those DLCs to GTA 4 were insane on their own.
Well, like Fortnite did it, even though it wasn't DLC, but they had it two separate modes. They had the zombie mode, and then they had the Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, it just showed one of them blew up and the other one was just kind of forgotten in the past. But DJ Wildfire, what is your pick for one of the most pivotal games?
One of my picks is when PlayStation got hacked.
Yeah.
I think it was back in 2008 or 2009.
Yep.
Oh, this is so old. And actually, everybody knows who hacked it, and that was the Anonymous.
Yep.
And that was because PlayStation was bragging about how their security system is way better than Xbox.
Yeah.
And how like Xbox is like easily hackable, even though that's kind of true. They're easily hacked, but no one really hacked it.
They're like, why bother?
But Anonymous is like, since you're showing off, let me prove you wrong. So they hacked it and they shut it down for everything.
I remember that period of time. It was whenever I was transferring from a PlayStation 2 to like one of the two big consoles, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I seen that and I was like, man, I don't know. And it wasn't like it was down for like a day or two. This was like a couple months.
This is months and months.
Like
There's
6
like a war
months.
going on.
Yeah, I mean, like, grant you've seen, like, I've even experienced Xbox is down for like an hour, maybe. Even then, yeah, and like, that sucks, let alone for just an hour. But imagine 6 months, like you literally are paying, and especially people who buy the year memberships. I buy, like at the time it was free though, but like I buy a 12 months for Xbox Gold. You're paying for months that you can't use the service. Like that's money down the drain.
For PlayStation, it was free, but here's the thing. I didn't think they had PlayStation Plus at the time.
Yeah, they didn't. It was all
they
free.
had like a year after.
Yeah.
So the whole entire like situation was like, oh shit, like what would happen? Best part about it, like I think the whole thing was that I got grounded like weeks before that, like a week before, like we got hacked.
Yeah.
And I was ungrounded as soon as it stopped. So I was like, wow, nobody could play and neither could I.
It makes me wonder
I came back and I could play again. I was like, this is perfect.
It makes me wonder that if PlayStation wasn't hacked and it was like all up to date, it was perfectly fine. Do you think this tilt as far as like Xbox versus PlayStation would have gone in PlayStation's favor a lot like earlier?
Yeah.
Because like right now, it's safe to say the Xbox 360 dominated that area of gaming. We move on to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One. PlayStation clearly just took everything since day one. Even beforehand, when they announced the Xbox One, they were saying like, oh, you can't share games with your friends. Like you can't bring your disc over to your friend's house and play there. You'll have to use these certain codes, whatever. Like they just lost right away at that announcement.
They're like, yeah, like nobody wants that.
Yeah, it was just they handled it really badly.
There's a rumor going around saying that Xbox is going to be like no disc anymore.
Yeah.
And people are saying like that's horrible. Like that's going down the drain.
But they're doing it the smart way. They're not making that option like a specific thing. Like they're not saying like the new Xbox is not going to have any discs. It's going to be all digital. They're releasing 2 consoles that have a discless version versus a regular one that has a disc. Grant you, disc gaming is going to become outdated in a few years.
It will.
It's just you gotta do what Apple did with the headphone jack. You just gotta take the Band-Aid off. You gotta move forward because people are going to be stuck in that old way of thinking. Grant you, speaking of the headphone jack, like I don't find it useful to just get rid of it. I would rather have the headphone jack, but that's just me.
They did it so it could be more waterproof.
Yeah, and it's also innovating.
And in other topics, like me personally, I usually buy my games digitally. I think I have like 5 whole games for PS4 with CDs.
Yeah.
But then again, PS3 had digital games too, but no one really bought them.
That's the thing.
Also, another thing is that with PS4 and Xbox One, the digital downloading takes a lot longer.
Oh yeah.
Than what Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 did. So whenever once you downloaded it on the Xbox 360, it would just be instant. With the Xbox One, it takes a little bit longer. And you being on Xbox as well, you can know how long it takes. It can take up a day or 2, depending how big the game is.
I remember I dropped a tip for everybody. Like if you want to download a game, as far as like you want to start your download early in the morning, leave it be, and then come back to it. That's how I treat those digital downloads. But to get back to like what we view as a very pivotal moment in gaming, and you're gonna agree with me on this, the release of Modern Warfare, the first one.
God. Modern Warfare was insanely good. People were like, this is amazing.
You talk about a game that takes over literally everyone's life. We've seen that recently with Fortnite. That's the only thing that's come close to the Modern Warfare, the first release.
COD 4, Modern Warfare, that when that first came out, funny story, that's the first game I've ever played on PlayStation 3. Me and my uncle, we made a deal. If I did really good in school, he would buy me a PS3.
Yeah.
And I didn't say what game. He calls me. He goes, I'm at GameStop. What game do you want? I'm like, COD 4? He's like, okay. So he buys it for me. And then we play every single Call of Duty that comes out after that for like the past like 6-7 years. He bought me every single one with it so we could play together. It's hilarious.
We've seen success with games, but on a scale of Modern Warfare, the first one, and then Fortnite, it's like those are the only 2 titans of the game industry. We have another special guest in the studio.
Hi,
Say
I'm
what's
Ken.
up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ken. So, to add on to what you said about Modern Warfare and Fortnite, I've actually never played Fortnite, but what they did was they marketed to the right people in the right moment, and everything fell into the right place.
Oh, yeah.
And especially for Modern Warfare. Don't get me wrong, Modern Warfare, the first one, was a good game.
Oh, yeah.
But not only that, icing on the cake was the marketing that I just mentioned. It was marketed to the right people at the right time in the right moment.
What's really good is now because of Fortnite, Call of Duty has now added Battle Royale.
Everyone's riding that wave.
Yeah, and
you
I'm
see
pretty sure
that
Halo's going to do it in Gears of War as well.
You see that with Apex Legends, and then I just played on Monday Battlefield 5's Firestorm, which was
I heard it's
iffy.
horrible.
It was iffy. I suck at Battlefield,
I
though.
like the concept with the fire, though.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's
pretty
fun.
cool.
Like, the first match I ever got into, I was playing with my friends Hoosers, Moonlit Rock, and King Wizard. And we were playing in the game. They all knew what they were doing. I suck at Battlefield, so I'm just goofing around, like, having a grand old time. They all die because they get into this car and they crash. Meanwhile, I'm the only one surviving on foot, and the Firestorm is literally 10 feet behind me, and I'm running for my life. I end up getting like 2-3 kills and then I die, but like the concept alone of Firestorm, and the map is actually pretty good too.
I heard the
in
map
its own.
is like pretty big too.
It's very big, but it's weird. There's only certain sections of the map you can go to. Some of it's cut off, which I find very weird. It doesn't start off as like the whole map. It starts off like a certain section, like they cut out a circle of the map, and it's not the whole thing.
So
but
it starts off with the storm.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, Battlefield is good. Like, it's not the best, but it's decent.
It's pretty good for what it's made for.
Yeah, but the whole release of Battle Royale and everything is, yeah. Hold on one second. So to bring back to Firestorm, I wanted to acknowledge that, yeah, it was a good concept. Like, Battlefield's trying to catch onto this wave of Battle Royale. I don't know. I also, to bring up to a point to relate it back to the subject, the introduction of Battle Royale is something huge. I mean, literally every game is coming with Battle Royale attached to it, which is crazy, but, you know, too much of a good thing is never good.
You know why a lot of people like Battle Royale? Like a lot of developers?
It's really rewarding, though.
Because nobody knew a server could actually hold that many people.
Yep.
Because we could have actually had Battle Royale back in like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 days. Back on PlayStation 3. But here's the thing. People were afraid that the servers would crash.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't do it. But no one tried it until Fortnite did it. And since Fortnite did it, that's proof that we actually can.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody else did it.
I know that some games are getting real ambitious as far as how many people are in their servers. Like 100 people, you know, all at once is crazy when you talk about all the moving parts that go along with it. People driving vehicles, explosions, gunfire. Everything managing at once could crash a server.
That's the only thing I don't like about Firestorm is that you could actually call in like tanks and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I've
you have to like
experienced that.
find ammo and like fuel and everything for it, but it takes forever.
There's been a glitch in Firestorm where you kill somebody, instead of getting like a loot bag or something like that, you get like their stuff just pops out of their body. Like literally a gun will pop out and a crate of ammo. It's all right, but like as far as when you drop, it's kind of hard to navigate what ammo goes where and what gun you have. Because like I started Firestorm with a shotgun and like an assault rifle and a pistol. I had all three, but I didn't have ammo for anything. I dropped and I only got the guns. I was running around with essentially what is a knife and like a flare gun. I picked up a flare gun. And the flare gun didn't even do anything. I just shot it. Like I was sitting in the bushes firing
what I like
it off.
about Blackout is that every single gun that you pick up, it comes with ammo. And
Yep.
it says what type of ammo for it too. Like one of my favorite guns is called the GKS. It's a submachine gun. Has like no recoil. One of my favorites. Because it's perfect for like medium to like long range too. So I run around with that and a sniper. I'd be perfectly fine. So I run around and whenever I pick up that gun, it says 45 cal on the bottom.
Yep.
So every single thing I can pick up, 45 cal all the time.
And I think that they can solve that issue as far as knowing what goes where. Just color code it, or just be like, highlight.
That's what COD did. They didn't like color code it, but they put like each pickup drop is like a different size.
Yeah, because even in your inventory, if it
Like
highlights
50
what
cal
ammo it
and
is.
338 caliber ammo is like a different size. Rockets are literally like, or just skinny and like really long.
Yeah.
Box that's like open. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. But like the 45 ammo and like all those other kind of stuff, it looks like a real life small box.
Yeah.
Like they would hold.
So going back to the topic, which is you said the most
Huge
hype.
gaming moments.
So I think it would be coming for somebody who's a big fan of the genre. Before I said Halo is where I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Because Mortal Kombat 9, which is a reboot of the whole Mortal Kombat series, came out in 2011, and the last Mortal Kombat game that was in the continuity of that was Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and that was 2006. And then that was almost 5 years in the making. There haven't been a new one. WB became NetherRealm Studios, and that changed the whole premise of Mortal Kombat. Because I know me and my brother were a big fan of Mortal Kombat, and then when we found out that Mortal Kombat came back with a brand new game, the last one before Mortal Kombat 9 was MK, which is DC Universe, and which got a lot of backfire on because that was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really take good care of it. But then Mortal Kombat 11 came out, everyone was talking about it, and then that spread out into Injustice, and then Mortal Kombat X, and then Mortal Kombat 11, which is coming out in April, and that's been talked about a lot because the character, all the roster hasn't even been revealed yet, and it's only about like 4 weeks away before the game comes out, so no one knows who's in it.
I feel like that's good though. It builds anticipation.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
everyone's talking about it. That's what's going on. That's
Yeah.
the most anticipated game in because the last Mortal Kombat game, the Mortal Kombat X, came out in 2015. So that's 4 years. 4 years? Yeah, 4 years apart. Which everyone nowadays are used to games coming out every year, like we said, like with Call of Duty, like WWE, like even UFC now with the new gamings. They're bringing out each year brand new games.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat in its own is like a huge gaming moment because, grant you've seen games that have gore in them and
Well, a little bit of blood, like
little-
GoldenEye with the.
Yeah, but like this Mortal Kombat literally took that, threw it out the window, and like released something that was, I wouldn't say unseen because like you've seen it in movies, but like
But in the gaming world,
they owned that.
Because think about it, because Mortal Kombat started coming out in the early 1990s.
Yeah.
And that's when they were saying that, video games cause kids to be violent. And a lot
Bunch of bullshit, if you ask me.
And which was a lot of, like, people was...
whole lot of hoopla.
So Mortal Kombat was getting a lot of fire behind it.
Oh,
as
yeah.
much as it was getting praise and a cult following, it also had their haters in it. And that shows you, I think that shows you what a good game, a video game is. If you have a bowl of people saying this game needs to stop, but then you have a fan base of that saying keep it going, evening out basically.
That comes with success though. Like, there's going to be people, regardless if you make something, they're going to hate it or they're going to love it. I'm sure there's people out here that hate the podcast. There's people that hate pretty much anything. Like even Fortnite, people hate it.
Yeah.
I hated it at one point because like I was just like, oh, it's just another one of those things.
It's like Team Fortress
2,
2, yeah.
all that stuff. I was like, okay, cool. Like now Fortnite, I think it's a pretty fun game, but like,
because you got better at it.
no, I still suck at it. I still suck. But
I'm horrible at it.
we're on the same boat.
I'm horrible at it. That's why I like Blackout more because it's a first-person shooter, and that's like my go-to thing.
You're the Call of Duty guy.
Yeah, I really don't like Battlefield though. When it comes down to like their
Battlefield. Oh my dude. I suck at Battlefield.
I know. Me too.
I suck so much. Like the only reason why I have the game, like we do game shares with my friends, but like I get into the game, I play with them. I just do it to fuck with them. I'll just fuck with them a whole bunch, mess around and do whatever. But
the best part about it in Blackout, there's friendly fire.
yeah.
So I joke around. I feel so bad. It was me, my brother, and my uncle. We were in the middle of the game. My brother goes down. He's near the storm, and I didn't see the storm closing in. There's the timer. I didn't see
Yeah.
the timer. I didn't pay attention to it. So I was gonna joke around with my uncle. I was gonna kill my brother before he
gosh.
got to revive him. So I throw a combat axe. I miss my brother, hit my uncle. Storm starts closing in, kills both of them.
Oh my gosh.
And my uncle, I'm at his house, and like in his man cave, we have like 5 TVs with 5 PS4s connected with like hardwire. So everything down there, it's like that's our go-to place.
Yeah.
So I was down there with my brother and my uncle, and my brother takes off his mic, starts yelling at me.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, and my brother gets tight too.
Yeah, but I think that about does it here for the Get Comfy Game Break. I hope y'all enjoyed. Remember, we upload here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We thank you again for listening. And remember, if you guys want us to talk about anything else, DM us on social media. Give us a little shout out if you want. Tell us what you want to hear because we want to make sure we deliver the best content here or anywhere else. But you know what? I think we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.